Really proud of our response. Really proud of our football team. How we got down early there, and we're able to, get traction, and really play complementary football in all three phases. Great to see a block punt. Great to see the defense creating some turnovers. Great to see some young receivers getting involved. Great to see Kenji Christian get loose and have a really good game under his belt. And I thought our quarterback was really solid the entire football game, and got some young players in there at the end, and got a chance to get them some work, which is also really a positive at this time in the season. That's not a common thing. I give Kent a lot of credit. I mean, Kent's a believing team, playing much harder than maybe what the videotape the last couple of years has shown, and they're capable. So, good win, and looking forward to getting a good week of practice in this week as well. That being said, I'll take your questions.
Seems like quite a few of the players you brought in this season stepped up. So just going through them, first with Kenji stepping up for Chip. You said he had a solid game, but can you just elaborate as to what you saw from him that made him have the great performance yesterday?
Well, I think that, guys that are new to your program, it's not an easy transition. It's not, we're not asking freshmen to come in here and in 6 months be the star of the team. You look at running back. Kenji's played, had to play tonight and play well. Jacob Peterson at tight end, Trayvon Rudolph at wide receiver. You can kind of go down the list and, some of those guys that you mentioned. So as this thing goes on and continues to roll, we should see more consistent play from them. And, I think, in a lot of cases, those guys stepped up and did a really good job tonight.
When did you know Chip was not going to be able to play?
Tuesday.
How important was this type of win for just morale?
Well, I mean, you're obviously, all wins are good. You know what I mean? And again, you don't rank them, but I think, like, from our standpoint, strength is in the response. I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, that's life. That's football. And when you get knocked down, you're gonna get hit. You're gonna get knocked down. That's part of it. You know what I mean? And that's part of going through a college football season. Do you want that to happen? No. Do you prepare like crazy so that doesn't happen? Absolutely. But when it doesn't go your way, you can't lay there and and lay on the mat. You got to get up and fight. So, proud of our team to get up and fight, and really, quite honestly, kind of happy that we got down early. Because I think all week long you tell them that this is what it's going to be. This is going to be a turnaround. This is going to, and it, after half of the first quarter, didn't feel like you talked about all week. So it was about gut check time and about a response. And, and I think that, through the second quarter there, we got some real solid momentum. You go to the third quarter, Kent tries to, chooses to take the win into fourth quarter. And, we got to take advantage of our opportunities in the third. Obviously the pump block and, that was a massive play. But, to be able to swing the momentum there, I thought was huge.
Because of everything. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And then just talk about Braden. Second interception in as many weeks for him. And, even though you guys were up 7 after the first half, it felt like his interception really was the turning point that, got you guys going on offense and defense. I mean, can you talk about just his performance the last 2 weeks and just his impact to create these momentum plays?
Well, I mean, turnovers are huge. As it pertains to the defense, being able to create them, and then obviously if you can get points off of turnovers, we're talking about momentum swings here, and I think that's a major thing in all sports, college sports especially. As far as Braden personally, I mean, Braden's a great player that prepares really, really hard, and in those type of moments, he puts himself in position to make those plays, and I know he takes a great deal of pride in that. And a local guy, that Toledo means a ton to him, and he wants to do really, really well for this university, for this team, and for himself. But those type of guys, it means a lot to them. And wasn't a very easy week around here. So good to see those guys step up and do a really good job. And really proud of Braden.
Just because of everything you said, your pride in the response, does this one feel a little sweeter? You mentioned it wasn't an easy week around here. Obviously, a lot of noise. Seeing what this team's made of, the response, we can hear the celebrations each week. This one seemed a little louder than usual.
Well, I mean, I think you're honoring some guys in front of the team down there that don't usually get that recognition. Eric Williams blocks a punt. Eric's a guy that's on the scout team. He's the scout team safety all week long. He plays and travels. He goes to games because he's going to play a couple roles in the kicking game. He's a guy that shuts up. He doesn't say a word. He never makes it about him. He just goes to work and does what he's supposed to do. And I think that's probably, one of the main reasons why I love coaching, because guys that just do what they're supposed to do over and over and over again, somehow always the football gods continue to repay those guys. And really special moment for our team down in that locker room. And you get Rudolph in the end zone, you get Crosby in the end zone, you get Javon Brown in the end zone. Freshman Ryder Treadway steps up, he gets in the end zone. So you got some guys that stepped up and made some plays that are not your normal heroes around here, and that's always great for team morale, as you could probably hear.
Are you able to say what happened to Chip,
Lower leg injury.
How long would you expect?
I don't know.
Would sorry, go ahead.
Oh, for how process-oriented your team is, did the process feel different because of how last weekend did?
Well, I don't pound our chest after wins. So to put my head in my ass out when we lose, like, what is that going to do? It doesn't do anything. So, we've got to answer the bell, what it is. Tomorrow is the same situation as what it was last Saturday. You got to get up and you got to have a great practice tomorrow. Okay, we got to celebrate for a little bit of time here. Last week we felt like for a little bit of time. But when you wake up in the morning, you got to feel different than what you do right now. So, because there's a new set of challenges, all right, and that's just what it is. It's a one game. It's the goal is to go 1-0 every week, and man, we coach football 365 days a year here. You know what I mean? We play football 365 days a year here. We train for football 365 days a year. So to make it just about 12 opportunities, I think you're missing the boat. I really do. So the 353 days out of the year that there's not a football game, there's life lessons to be taught, there's academic responsibilities to be handled. These are grown. They're teaching young men how to be adults and how to be grown-ups when it comes to what it is, the responsibilities that life put in front of you. So, yeah, I don't. The motion piece of it, that's part of it. That's outside-in thinking. Like, we got to think inside out, and we got to make sure we're right in this room where it really doesn't matter.
Did you feel like the lack of energy in the stadium contributed to the slow start?
Again, things are out of my control. Putting energy into that, our team's got to go out and play better to start the game.
What's your favorite thing you saw from Tucker tonight?
I think just consistency. You know what I mean? Obviously, he spread the ball around to other guys, but I think that. I think he had a really good approach to knowing that maybe that we weren't going to have a consistent 1-2-3 punch at running back, and that he may have to run a little bit this week. And, when we had our opportunities to throw the ball, he was going to hit his receivers, and he did a good job, and so did Caleb when Caleb came in.
If Chip is out for an extended period of time, how comfortable do you feel that the offense can still operate the way you know it can?
We gained 552 yards today. I think pretty confident. We got to play, but we again, hypotheticals. Like, these are things that we can't control. So if you can't play, you can't play. You got to get the guys ready that can. It's not about the guys that are not here and not involved. He'll do whatever he can to get back. I'm sure of it. The guy's a workout warrior. But the guys that are available, we got to go. And like I said, I thought Kenji stepped up and did a good job. Connor Wallensack came in and did some good things. And some of the young pups, when the game was turned to be a one-sided game, I thought they did some good things as well.
Seemed like a breakout game for you in a Toledo uniform. What worked?
Just being consistent, just practice. Me and Tuck just being on the same page and all that. Starting off slow. I'm new here, so we just had to get our rhythm going, and we finally got it going tonight.
What has it been like adjusting to this offense and just the university as a whole?
I truly love it. Just because we're an older team, so everybody's on the same page, wants the same goal. So, I love that. We don't gotta really worry about anybody trying to break the team up or anything. Everybody's really one.
Did today feel like a turning point for you as far as how comfortable you are in the system?
Yes, I would say so. Just gotta be more. Just gotta stay consistent, practice habits.
When you guys fell down 10-0, what was kind of the mood on the sideline and kind of what went into that great response?
We still have the same energy. We was picking the defense up, telling them we got them, but the energy never changed. We were still hyped. We were still locked in on, the goal. We got to play 60 minutes.
As a veteran guy, just in the MAC and, just a college football player in general, how important was it for you to have this type of a game after last week?
Meant a lot for me personally, but, I take every 1-0, I come with the same mindset. Just try to do what I can to help the team out personally.
Why did it mean more to you? You said it meant more to you this week, a lot to you? Why?
Just a bounce back. We lost a big rival game. How the Toledo BG. This is my first year here, but I know how serious everyone takes it, so it was a good bounce back for us personally.
Was there extra juice throughout the week as far as preparation?
Just us taking more accountability. That was all. None more, none less, none we wouldn't do the last couple weeks.
I know you usually see the field well, but today seemed like a whole different level. How do you evaluate your performance?
Yeah, I thought I played well. I thought I was able to spread the ball around, and I thought, like Coach said, I thought I was consistent, and I felt pretty accurate today. And yeah, I mean, I don't feel like I saw the field any better or any worse, today than I did in past weeks. But just being able to be consistent and be accurate.
How much confidence does a performance like today give you going forward?
Yeah, I mean, you play well, you have confidence. So I mean, there's that. But yeah.
You've had 4 or 5 different receivers in the end zone today. I mean, just what does that say about the talent around you, and just how does it feel to be able to just spread the ball around and know that multiple guys can go out there and make a play?
Yeah, we got some really good guys in that wideout room. They can all go make big time plays, and you saw that today. So it's that's nice to be able, and not only that, like being able to rotate those guys, and not only just focused on one receiver. Now we've got 4 or 5 guys that can come in and rotate, and we can spread the ball around.